Hey guys, welcome everyone to this stream. This week was a crazy one for cryptocurrencies. That's why today. Hey guys. Okay, I can hear myself because I opened your video. So, as I was saying, this week was a crazy one for cryptocurrencies. Many coins went down, or if we want to say most of the cryptocurrency markets fell this week and crashed again after the first one that we spoke about last time in our stream. And we did basically warn about many prices, right? Because there are many prices that were broken downwards. And in this stream, we're going to tackle, in the beginning, we're going to talk about the crypto markets as a whole, okay? And then we're going to dive into the top 5, what's happening with Bitcoin, Ethereum. I remember someone, the CryptoTicker trading group, was asking about Ethereum. We're going to go through BNB, Ripple, what else? I'm not going to go much into dog tokens, such as and Shiba Inu. For me, they're purely speculative cryptocurrencies. But I might talk about Shiba Inu since I wrote an article recently talking about how this CryptoTicker had an interesting formation in its price action. So yeah, before I start, I'm going to introduce myself just for everyone who doesn't know me yet. My name is Rudy Ferris. I am an equity trader and I'm a portfolio management. I work with family offices in portfolio management and investments. I'm also a fintech consultant, and I work with CryptoTicker, a financial writer and crypto analyst. So yeah, charting for me is something I do on a daily basis. And I remember also someone from the CryptoTicker trading group was asking about how to chart correctly. And this is what I'm going to do basically in this live stream. We're going to do some charting on cryptocurrencies and some requests. And also we're going to tackle, talking about the crypto market and some questions from the trading group. So let's dive into it. Let me share my screen here. This is done. Okay. Perfect. Let me adjust the screen. Okay, go full screen here. So first I'm going to jump into CoinMarketCap just to have a look at the market overall. At the first glance, I can see that the crypto market is down by 8%. And if I also look at Bitcoin's performance for the last 24 hours, I can see that also it was down by about 8%. Bitcoin is still a strong leading cryptocurrency market, although its dominance fell to a 42%, almost. I remember back 1 or 2 or 3 months before, it was around 50 to 60% dominance. For those who don't know what dominance is, Btc Dominance, it's basically the total market cap of Bitcoin taken into consideration from the overall cryptocurrency market cap. For example, I can see here that the market cap currently is around $1.5 trillion, and Bitcoin's market cap is around 79 billion. And this represents 43% of the overall cryptocurrency market. And this is an indicator basically that shows how big and how influential, if you want to say, Bitcoin is still in the cryptocurrency market. There is, of course, some talks about the flippening between Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is the biggest contender for Bitcoin. And the plus side of Ethereum is basically, of course, the smart contract integration, which allowed the creation of industries such as DeFi and staking and yield farming. This is the plus side from Ethereum, but at the same time, everyone is talking about how cryptocurrencies are not environmental friendly, right? They consume a lot of energy, and this is not very sustainable. Hence, what Elon Musk had, his first negative comment was basically how the crypto market, and not the crypto market as a whole, but rather certain cryptocurrencies. Spoke about Bitcoin first, and he said that Bitcoin is not sustainable, and this is what happened. It followed a very big crash. Of course, the first thing that happened was the big dump that Vitalik did for the dog tokens, and then Elon Musk comes in and says that basically cryptocurrencies are not very sustainable, and this led for a huge crash. And basically, what follows after those events is a snowball effect, where the first traders comes in to liquidate their positions and get out with some profits. They lock on their profits, and then what happens? Prices go down, and more selling happens, more dumpings. At the last minute, all the small traders they see themselves losing. And this is what happened, by the way, recently. Now I'm gonna start the overall market cap. If I want to take a closer look, see how big the crash is, right? So some people are talking about a 2018 event happening all over again. The first time it happened around here. The second time, I think this is happening. This is what, of course, most people are talking about. It's happening again today in 2021. Now, is this really happening? I think we're gonna have to delve deeper into charting. But at the first glance, this is what I'm doing right now, just having a quick look at what's happening. So we started the year around with a market cap of, let me fix this one here. Okay, December, Jan. So this is the beginning of 2021. This is year 8. And here we go. The market cap was around 700 billion. And it grew all the way to 1.5. So still year to date, we are still up. But at the same time, the market lost significantly in value. Okay, because we reached a point where the market cap was 5 billion, trillion, and it fell to almost 1.5 billion. And that's around talking billions. That's 1 trillion lost, wiped off in market capitalization. And basically, this is very likely in the cryptocurrency market. I want people to not to take numbers as if we're talking about the equity market, because in the equity market, if any stock or any index falls by 8 or 10%, this is like madness in the equity market. And everyone talks about it, the market talks about it, and the news, you would see major outlets talking about how the stock market crashed. They start talking about some numbers and to show why this happened. But in the cryptocurrency market, we see that we see like 10 to 2% up, and then we see 30 to 40% sometimes down. And so far, we have seen 50% down cryptocurrency market, specifically with Bitcoin and with other cryptocurrencies. And I wrote an article back a few days ago where I spoke about the top losers in the cryptocurrency market. I go to older posts, we can see how some coins lost 60 to 70%. And this is crazy, by the way. Imagine having $1,000 and then suddenly you have $300 in your balance. And this is why most people lose, and they went mad because what happened. These coins lost most. This is an article I wrote back back then, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, see here, Luna was one of those coins that lost around 50%. And I showed how it went up, but then it went down. EOS lost also around 50%. And ICP lost around 52%. That's I think this article happened like 6 days ago, like that was last week. But at the same time, in conclusion, I talk about, this is Shiba Inu as well, 57, close to 60%. And the conclusion, basically, I show how in the numbers in between Feb and March were, and then I show the numbers where they are today. And we can clearly notice that prices went up and down, but they reached an area of consolidation, right? So basically, if I take a look, for example, I want to see OKB. This is a token that belongs to an exchange, I think. OKEx, yep. It runs on the Ethereum blockchain, very good, sending and receiving value. I can see how prices were around 13, 11 to $12. And then the consolidation was between, I would say, 12 to 20. And then it went out of the zone and then back in. But in major, like for who hold from Feb, they are still safe. And for them, like, hey, they're still a bit slightly up. But most people who lost are the ones who entered the market after March. And this is basically, if you look at equity traders and portfolio managers, they always show the indexes, the prices of indexes. For example, the S&P, how on the long term, it kind of averages out, and it's always on an uptrend, right? And you have, of course, certain adjustments every year or two or whatever. For the S&P case, it's basically the dot-com bubble, the 2000s, the 2008, 2012, and then would crash, and now we're waiting for another crash, basically, or the traders and the portfolio managers are waiting for such adjustments. Anyway, let's not drag too much on this topic. I see that, let me see here, someone here. Chill Bington, I'm not sure if that's your name, man, but let's see here your comment. I thought it funny that Twitter was saying the dump will be good for the market overall as it will kill off Doge Shiba, but at one point Doge was green and everything else red. Well, this is basically because when you have speculation in the market, and specifically I'm talking about Elon Musk endorsing this token, most traders and investors who buy into Doge are basically technical traders. And those people are basically only following the price action and the technicals of this specific crypto. But if you go for other cryptocurrencies, basically you have the fundamental news that come out, and you don't have anyone endorsing them. And that's why you would notice that their prices fell significantly. But at the same time, sometimes you would see that Doge was up for the day. But at the same time, of course, the prices will adjust later on. And that's what I'm going to do, by the way. I'm going to call you Chill, or Shill, not Chill, because that's with the C. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Doge, although I said I'm not going to go into Doge much, but let's do Doge just to see how the crash happened, but then you would see a major price correction upwards. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's dive into the top 10 quickly, just as a quick, chill. Okay, let's dive into the top 10. We can see that Bitcoin is around $35,000. I'm gonna, of course, go into much more details when I go into the charting. Ethereum is around 2,400 or 2,500 in that range. This is a major support, by the way, and someone from the group asked about whether the price would go further lower. And the answer is yes, because prices reach around $1,900, but then they adjusted upwards. They might still reach, and this is basically a downtrend. So in downtrends, you would reach a very low price, and then they would adjust to an average, and then they will go even lower. Let's hope this doesn't happen. But when I do my technical analysis, I will give, like, of course, trading setups for people who hold Ether since the crash, and even if you want to buy today, where to place your stop loss and where to place your take profit. Because in this kind of market, whenever you have a down market and high volume, you switch from being basically a portfolio owner and you switch to a trader. And this is what Wall Street traders do, by the way, where they, whenever there's high volatility in the market and the VIX is up, they basically lower their portfolio, their long portfolio, and they switch to being an active trader in the market. And I think for cryptocurrencies, this is the perfect time to short sell cryptos. And you might say, hey, how can I short sell, for example? Well, there are many brokers who would give you the short selling opportunity. And this is thanks to, by the way, liquidity pools and the DeFi space, where they basically loan those brokerage firms in order to let you short sell. Okay, so I can see that, of course, Tether is now like number 3. And I wrote a very interesting article talking about how there might be a rebound soon in the market, because the numbers of Tether, of people holding Tether in their wallet, is amazingly huge. And this shows that many people are liquidating their cryptocurrencies and going into stable coins. And people, when they do that, it is an indication that they are waiting in order to go back into the market, instead of purely liquidating and just going out of the cryptocurrency market. They are still in, but they switch to stable coins in order to hedge the price fluctuation. So if I look at Tether, I can see the volume is around 100 billion. That's more than like Bitcoin and Ether combined. So most people are basically just going into stable coins in order to wait for the perfect opportunity to go back in. BNB is around $330, so it lost around 50% because it did reach $600. ADA is around 1.5, which is fine, by the way. This is a good price for ADA. People who want to buy in, this is a very good price. Ripple did manage to hit a very strong support area. The 88 cents, by the way, is a very strong support, and I wrote about that in a previous article. 88 cents for Ripple is a very good buying price. And I will also go into details for Ripple. Dogecoin is around 31 cents. I would say this is like in the beginning of the pump of Elon, when it reached and it broke 20 cents and it reached 30. I think this is a, like, you will notice throughout the market that most cryptocurrencies are hitting their very strong support. And yeah, I see that USD coin is around number 8 as well, because this is also a stable coin, and most people, of course, they would turn to stable coin. But of course, Tether being the well-known stable coin is around 100 billion volume, but for USD coin, USDC, it's around 2.4 billion. Of course, the price is $1, but it's now around number 8 in the top cryptocurrency markets, cryptocurrency by market cap. Polkadot is around 4 billion, the volume. Price is 21, and Uniswap is at 26 with a volume of 1 billion. But if you notice that Uniswap is up by 25% in the past 7 days, Uniswap did manage to win a lot of valuation this past week. And this is basically due to many projects and that are using Uniswap in order to swap their tokens. ICP, like this project, came out of nowhere basically, but directly sank. And I'm gonna talk about why those projects basically come suddenly in the market with a high price, and then you see almost always at inception price, market inception, prices directly fall. And for the case of ICP, it didn't go very well because already the crypto market was in a downtrend, and that's why prices fell even lower. They basically sank way lower. Okay, so I can see that the prices when they started were around $600. And when I zoom in at when ICP went into the market, here we go, at $426, and then that was a big hype on the same day or the same week. Yeah, I think this is the same day even. Yeah, if I look here, this is like by time. people started to buy in. This is a new token, but suddenly prices tanked all the way to $270. Why does this happen? Let me explain. Basically, whenever you have a project, their investors are almost exclusively private. They are not public. And whenever they invest in a project, they cannot directly cash out. So for example, I invested $10,000 in a project. Okay. What happens is I have to wait for the company to go public in order to liquidate or cash out my investment. So most people, like almost no one, decides to hold everything like for eternity, right? So everyone has a strategy. So when they see prices are going up, everyone is happy. But when prices start to fall, it creates a certain fear in the market, and specifically for those investors of ICP, and everyone starts to sell. Specifically, those old-time investors, they just liquidate. Hey, I just want out, and this is how things happen. And I can notice that prices went all the way to 257, which was a good price area for a few hours, but then prices tanked for all the way to today's prices, which is around 117. Going on a downtrend. So market inception, prices started to fall, and then Vitalik dumped, and then it fell. This is like around mid-May, and then Elon tweeted. This is again another crash. This price upward was in tandem with the cryptocurrency market as a whole, but then it's still like a steady downtrend. Okay, let's go now to, so personally I use basically TradingView for my charting. Let me start with BTC USD with Bitcoin. Check if someone was talking on the trading group. If there are any questions. Okay, so this is BTC. Very good. I almost always start with the daily because it basically allows me to zoom out and have a clearer picture of the overall story. Okay. Off we go. Let me open a new chart just for people to, but basically here, another financial analyst from the German team, this is his charting. And you can see how prices consolidated between around 60 and 50 for an extended period of time, by the way, with occasional fake outs around the 50 level, $50,000 price point, and it all went all the way to $45,000. So prices. So let me show you guys how to chart. Okay. New chart layout. I'm gonna first talk now about how to do some charting, explain how to do it, and then go into details for each cryptocurrency. Show if you have any tokens to analyze, shoot up. So basically what happens, I can directly see an uptrend as soon as I look at Bitcoin's chart. So I start directly by plotting my uptrend. Here we go. Now I will fix it, of course, just to make more sense about what's happening. Almost around here. So that was the first strong uptrend of Bitcoin, okay? Around mid-Feb, there was a sudden fake out. And fake outs occur basically, this is where prices tend to go below a certain trend, but then they soon after adjust and continue exactly on this uptrend. So this is an uptrend. This is a fake out region, yeah, where prices tried to consolidate, but they directly went up and continued on their uptrend. So this is the first uptrend. I can see some important support areas. Let me plot them out. The first one is here. The second one would be around here, the $48 price point. And I would always go to the highest point. So now I have three levels. I have the one around $31,000, the other one around $49,000. And then I have the top, the all-time high of around $64,000. Okay, this is the first step. The second step would be basically to just spot where where prices try to break away from the uptrend. Okay, so this is my uptrend right here. That was a fake out. Prices continued, and then prices they broke out of my uptrend heavily around this area here, and they failed to go back up. This is the first indication of a trend reversal. Okay, I'm not talking about directly a sudden crash. No one is a voyeur, for example, of the future. And we always have educated guesses where we try to estimate what might happen in the market, and mostly using indicators, right? So this is my first indication of a trend reversal. And almost always whenever Bitcoin falls in prices, okay, Bitcoin's prices fall, the whole market follows. And if not the whole market, I'm gonna say 50% of the market, because this is Bitcoin's dominance over the market, right? I'm not gonna say all the cryptocurrencies should and must fall whenever Bitcoin adjusts like that, but mostly this is the case so far, okay? So when prices around mid-April failed to go back on my uptrend, this is a clear signal that prices would either continue, like reverse downward, or consolidate. Okay, so whenever I saw that prices managed to fall here, immediately I can see that my second area would be the $48,000, and this is where I wrote an article saying that prices would directly fall all the way to 48. And that was like a Bitcoin price prediction, one of the Bitcoin price predictions article that I wrote. And it basically did the exact same behavior around here. And it went to $48,000. Now, of course, you will have fake outs, but those fake outs happen within like very short period of time. And in this, because I am looking at the daily chart, those fake outs barely lasted for one day, like for 24 hours or even less. Okay, that was the low of the day, that was the high of the day. This is for Bitcoin. Now, when prices rebounded from this imported area around here, also they failed to go back to this trend line. So this uptrend, which was here and here and here, a support level upward, should become a resistance downward, but it even failed to continue to this resistance area, which is the uptrend. It failed. It kind of consolidated around the 60,000. It tried to break the $60,000 price. It might have broke the $60,000 or on certain exchanges, but really briefly. And then suddenly, this is where, in the beginning, Vitalik dumped his tokens. And this is where Elon tweeted about Bitcoin not being sustainable. Hence this sudden crash, all the way from $56,000 all the way to 49. And again, this is where I wrote another article talking about Bitcoin reaching $42,000. Bitcoin was around $48,000. And if you notice, prices sank all the way to 42. Now, why did I choose 42? For the simple reason that is, if I look around here, okay, prices dipped from a high of 57, 58 all the way to 42. Okay, and when this happened, it happened really briefly, like within 1 week. Okay, so the same behavior happened. It was around 58 again, and prices fell and they broke 48. So I was like, this is basically a very strong indication of a 42 level support. The first thing, because of this price around here, this tick around here. The second thing is because of this area around here. So it went all the way to 41,800 almost. And again, every time I draw like lines, you should never look at this specific line only. So you would look at prices above this line and lower than this line. It's always an area rather than one single price point. It's always an area. And it is a buffer that varies, by the way, between, if I would say 5 to even 10%. I'm not going to say 10% because if I'm talking a price of $50,000, a 10% would be $5,000. I'm not gonna go this wide. I'm gonna take 5% would be 2,500. I would say 2 to 5% buffer zone for each line that is drawn on this chart. Okay, and this article, if I want to just jump to this article, jump quickly, and I'm gonna show what was my analysis back then for Bitcoin. By the way, the $42,000 Bitcoin price was even mentioned in the title of the article. And most people were like, hey, this is not going to happen. But as soon as this happened, many people contacted me and said, like, hey, prices did reach 42, as you said. Well, it's just technical charting for me. Like, there's nothing like major. Let me check. Where was this? This is when prices did reach 30,000. I think, not sure who wrote this article. Here we go. That was in May 16. Bitcoin price prediction is Bitcoin falling towards $42,000. And many people, like every time we publish an article, they are mostly 80 to 90% spot on. And we always go back and check if our prediction was spot on or not. And most 80 to 90% of the cases, this is what happens. So the story so far for me was like, as I stated right now, Bitcoin broke out from the uptrend line. Okay, it went to the lower consolidation area, and then it failed. If we look here closely, it failed to break. Here we go. This is an ad for you guys to join our CryptoTicker trading group. Yeah, and exclusive CryptoTicker content. Anyway, prices failed to reach $60,000. And this is where Vitalik dumped and Elon. So this is another short-term uptrend. And I can see also that this was broken around here. And this is definitely another indication for a downtrend. Now, prices were around $47,000 back when I wrote about this article. And I said that prices were headed lower because if you notice right here, that was a very strong support area, and prices were here and they adjusted all the way to this lower end of this uptrend. Okay, and if you look before that, right around here, that was the top of a previous very strong support area, resistance, if I may say. So it was very obvious that prices were going to sink all the way to this, back to this area. Okay, and this is basically how you do your charting. You always look at areas and not price points, and you try to take an educated guess. I don't like to call it gambling or guessing or whatever, because this is basically what Wall Street traders do. And in London, by the way, also I spoke with investment bankers and the traders, and like their charting is around, I'm not going to say more than 50%, is around between 20 to 40% of their analysis, of course. Because in the equity market, you have many more metrics to look at. Rather, in the cryptocurrency market, you would look at volume, yet price points, areas, fundamental, for example, news that's happening in this specific, and the overall cryptocurrency market as a whole. And specifically, if you want to dive in certain projects. So yeah. Back then, the cryptocurrency market was consolidating, I think. So now back to the charting. Okay, so this is what's happening with Bitcoin. My price prediction is the following. So since now the prices are around 35 to 38 or even $40,000, I would say that there might be a short-term consolidation around this area here. Let me just zoom in and use let's use the 4 hours just to see if that makes sense. Very good. Now I can clearly see what happened. By the way, this is a new chart. So all the lines that I just drew were exactly how technical analysis charting is, and I basically just look at price actions. And if I zoom in, I can clearly see how prices are consolidating around this area, right? So my entry point would be more around $30,000. I wouldn't buy here in the middle. No one should buy just like that at prices lingering in thin air. There's nothing fundamental about this price. You might say, hey, I'm looking at this consolidation area around here, which is the $36,000, but this doesn't mean anything. Prices in the next 4 hours might continue upwards or they might continue lower. Of course, they would go to this price level or to this price level, but now we're just talking 50-50. And I don't like those odds. 50-50 for me is not something very safe for me as a trader. And this is not an educated guess. It's more of a gamble guess. So I would remove this one because this is only taking into account the short term, and I would prefer to look at the long term. That's why I'm going to remove this one. So this price is lingering in thin air. Now, of course, if prices continued like that for like 1 or 2 weeks, this is definitely an important area, this $36,000, okay? But for me, I would buy around $31,000, okay, and place a stop loss even around, let me just say where. Zooming out back to the 1 day. My stop loss would be around 28, 21, 28, 29. Okay, instead of hodling all the way to I don't know, to $26,000 or to 24 or even to 20, because the $20,000 was a very important landmark for Bitcoin. Okay, so at this current price right here, it is a bit risky to buy into Bitcoin. Your buy opportunity around $32,000 was already off. I would wait for a confirmation, an uptrend confirmation, to buy back around 42. Okay, and if you buy around 42, you would place a stop right below your support. Okay, and of course, if you are a short-term trader, you would place your take profit around $48,000. Okay, of course, if there is a confirmation of the uptrend. Okay, that's it for Bitcoin. If there's any question, guys, feel free to post them in the comment section. I'm looking at the comment section every now and then. Now let's go to Ether. Ether was a highly demanded cryptocurrency to analyze. Now, if I just want to look at Ether's reaction, this is a very interesting one. Many people panicked. Okay, they not only panicked, but they started to talk about how Ether was going to fall and the whole Ethereum blockchain was very expensive and the gas fees and whatever, but they failed to look at the growing industries that are happening thanks to Ethereum and their smart contract feature, right? So directly when I look at this specific chart, okay, this is an interesting one, by the way. It started with a very light and straightforward uptrend, but suddenly prices gained in their valuation. And this is basically thanks to all the projects that were happening on Ethereum. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. This is basically what was happening. If I just look at, let me just draw a parallel, just to show you guys that the uptrend was very steady, by the way. And when I draw it, you guys will see. Hey, Enos. I can see that Enos AJ. Hey, man. Where are you talking? Where are you watching from, by the way? Which country? Shill was talking about what's my take on the flippening. Sure, I'm going to talk about that in a brief moment. Just want to show you guys about how the uptrend was happening very steadily. And if I look at this channel right here, it was doing a perfect uptrend channel. And an uptrend channel is basically very healthy in terms of price action, because it basically shows how the dynamics of the price action was happening in a very steady way. Okay, we can see an uptrend, upward movement in prices, and then we can see a small adjustment, and then an uptrend, and then an adjustment. But this adjustment was still higher than the one before. So it was purely a very nice uptrend ever since, by the way, December. Okay, now when I saw here, right here, this breakout from my uptrend, okay, this breakout from my uptrend is very risky. Okay, it is very nice for people who bought around this price area. Okay, but at the same time, when you look at this price around here, all the way away from this uptrend, this healthy uptrend right here, would you say, yes, I want to buy at that price? Of course not. I want you guys to forget about the hype that happens in the markets. Hey guys, rush to Ether. It's going up. It's going to reach $10,000. This is not the case. It will, of course. I am a strong believer in Ether and the Ethereum blockchain, but I want to be very sane in my analysis. And I cannot expect prices to jump all the way from $4,000 all the way to $10,000 without stopping and adjusting. And for Ether's case, it adjusted where, if I want to look, all the way to this uptrend line, the lower one. So it is a very normal and natural adjustment, by the way. And if you just notice what happened after the crash, okay, because if I look at the coin market cap, for example, someone who's just looking at the top 5, for example, and who has no idea of what's happening in the market, okay, you would see it like, oh shit, Ether is down 10% today. This is very bad, right? But if you look at the chart and take your time in order to correctly assess what's happening with the market, you will see that this is basically this 10% right here is very normal, and it is part of this uptrend channel. So we are basically still in this uptrend channel. Prices just broke out upwards. This was a pure hype, okay, and it went in tandem also, by the way, with the Elon thingy. If I look, this is in April, and in April he was very active on Twitter, and you can see basically all his tweets about Dogecoin, other celebrities talking about it, and many projects started to talk about how Ethereum is gonna move and progress. And this is where, if you look again, this is the 12th of May when Vitalik dumped his dog token, and then Elon tweeting about how Bitcoin was not eco-friendly, and of course the whole market is going to drop. And specifically, by the way, Ether's price, I mean. Why? Because Ether's gas fee is really high currently, and we are all waiting for the EIP 1559. Basically, this is what is the EIP for people who don't know? It stands for enhancement improvement of the protocol, Ethereum improvement protocol. This is it, because I remember it was something to do with enhancement or improvement. It is Ethereum improvement protocol number 1559, and this number on the open source code is basically the 1559 is the gas fee enhancement. So they are talking about dropping all the gas fees. So imagine when you have a lower gas fee, more people are going to use the Ethereum blockchain, and specifically all the projects around it. So I'm gonna say that in June, okay, from now, since June, prices are gonna continue upward, but of course with correction. So I'm gonna take one case scenario right here. Let me take this one just to show how prices might still rebound around the uptrend channel. But they would, around June, they would definitely be here. And if the EIP 1559 event happens really smoothly in the community, prices are going to be expected to go way higher. Why? Because there will be more users. More users would signify more fees, okay? And more fees is gonna attract more miners to mine, and this whole community and ecosystem is gonna grow and boost further. Okay, now I'm not sure how miners are going to approach this EIP 1559 because it talks about lowering the gas fees. And imagine you are today a miner and you are making, for example, $10 for every transaction. I'm going to take this assumption, and suddenly you're earning only $1. Okay, how would you feel? Like, of course, you would say like, hey, I'm mining Ether. What the heck? Why are prices that low now? Let me go and look for other alternatives that are yielding me higher, because you have also your costs. You have your the depreciation of your asset, which is your PC in this case, your GPUs, whatever, everything that you use to mine. You have your electricity bill. You have mainly this is it for your mining, basically. Not going into other details as well if you want to talk about stopping your work or whatever. But basically, those are the stuff that you would sacrifice. From Nigeria, cool, man. I think in Nigeria there are many cryptocurrency enthusiasts right there, and many miners as well. So you would definitely know about mining and about low fees, because I'm not sure if electricity bills in Nigeria are low. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but I think they are low. And that's why there were many miners there. And I think that the currency was devalued, and many people were decided to mine in order to get this Bitcoin and turn it into a because I think it would be a very good income for someone in Nigeria. I'm not sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. We can have this cool discussion around here. I'm taking a look at the chat every now and then, guys. So sure, feel free to jump in anytime. So again, for Ether, I think this is the case, especially with the event. So I'm gonna take this assumption just for you guys to know what might happen. If the EIP 1559 event was a positive one, which might happen around here, prices would definitely continue on their uptrend, and maybe even they will go even higher to reach back the $4,000 price point, because that was a very anticipated price, and it is a psychological price as well. Hey, Lagos. I heard cool things about this country, man. Never been there, but yeah. So yeah, I think prices would definitely increase if the EIP happens around here. But if the whole community perceives it in a very bad way, I anticipate that prices would fall, but not much. I wouldn't say they would fall much, but they would definitely reach this very important area. Ethereum has a very important area of $1,800 or $1,900, and this is basically due to this. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with technical trading, but just look around this price area in green. You can directly see, okay, how prices. In the beginning, it was a resistance area. And then it broke and it became a support area. And look at those supports. And this day, prices fell to the support and corrected. They almost fell again. Here, with the big crash, they fell to the support. And then again, they kind of broke it, and then they adjusted higher than it. So this is a very important area. For me, this is a definite buy. You're correcting his dash, by the way. CryptoTicker. Well, that's close. Yeah, that's very close. CryptoTicker, but yeah, show the CryptoTicker. Well, there's no tricksters around here, so it's more of a crypto community. So yeah. So again, for Ether, guys, the 1,900 is a very important price area, and I would recommend to buy around this price and place a stop loss a bit lower than 1,700. Okay, just to be on the safe side, because prices might go as low as 1,400 around here. Okay, this is for Ether. I don't think I'm gonna have. Let me check other important. What do you guys suggest? If anyone has any suggestion, like to have for any cryptocurrency to make like some charting, you can suggest it in the comment section down below, and I would gladly do it. For now, I will take Did you talk, Shil, about Doge in the beginning, right? Let me check here. You were asking about, yeah, Doge and Shiba, the dog tokens, which I kind of hate, by the way. So I will check Doge really quick before I go back to other important projects. Let's see Doge. First, I want to check Elon's activity on Twitter, because as you guys know, and I want to check Google Trends as well to just see what's happening with Doge. By the way, this is very important if you want to assess fundamentals of any project. So Shell is saying about he has some Doge. So yeah, let's do Doge for you to see. If you can also write at which price did you buy, so we can correctly assess where are your exits and your entries. Okay. So this is Google Trends, and I will directly type Dogecoin specifically. I want to see if Doge or Dogecoin is a more Googled word. This is in the United States. I would definitely put worldwide. Yeah, so Seje is saying that yes, this is correct. The electricity bill there is very low, so it is a way of life. Yeah, in many countries, by the way, when you have low electricity, so your cost is really low, and I think it would yield really good for those miners, right? Okay, so I can look at the Google Trends. This is a cool trick for you, Shil, by the way. Just let me double check if Doge or Dogecoin is more searched. Okay, I think Dogecoin is, but it's basically the same trend. If you just look at April 25th, between April 25th and April and May 2nd, let's see the price of Doge, how it happened. Let me check Doge USD. Very good. Between 25th and 25th, what was it? 25th April, yeah. 25th. Here is, it is exactly with Google Trends. So if you want to kind of expect what might happen with Doge, you would definitely go and see the hype in the community. And one way to check the hype is looking at Google Trends. You would see that in April 25th, in this area here, the interest and people Googling Dogecoin and Doge went way high. And at the exact same time, prices went from a low of 25 cents all the way, like this is it here, 25th of April, all the way to, almost 70 cents. Okay, on a pure uptrend. Every day prices were going up. If you can look, I'm looking at the daily chart. Every day prices were higher, and then kind of lower, and then higher, a bit lower, way higher, way higher, way higher. So that, and this is the 2nd of May, by the way. Here it is, around here. So definitely Dogecoin is a hype coin. Whenever someone talks about it, its price goes off the roof. If I go to Twitter and just check Elon Musk, what his activity is usually right now, Elon. This guy, I don't know, like I think it is very weird, by the way. He always, like this guy has SpaceX, right? He has Tesla, he has the Boring Company if he's that bored. Why is he that committed to cryptocurrencies? I think because he does see a way of breaking free from governmental interventions, but at the same time, he's trying to build a community around his brand. because the interest in Tesla, by the way, increased significantly when he first entered the crypto sphere. So it is a big hype for him as well. If you go back to his Twitter, here we go. So the last time he tweeted about Doge was on the 24th of May, and that's basically today we're the 28th. That was like 4 days ago. I think if I go back to the chart, 28th, 24th, here it is. Exactly the same day when Elon tweeted about Dogecoin, it went up from 30 cents to 36 cents. That's almost 20%, right? From 30 to 36, because 30 cents is like 10, and then another 30, it's 6. That's 20% increase in one day. So whenever he basically tweets about Dogecoin, its price is increasing heavily. And that's why many people are plugging into third-party apps or softwares in order to predict, or not predict, like as soon as Elon Musk tweets, they will receive a notification on their Twitter app or whatever on their software, and they will directly go and buy. No questions asked. They would directly buy. So yeah, for Doge, this is a purely speculative asset, crypto asset. Currently, we are at a strong support because it coincides as well with a psychological level, which is the 30 cents. So always look at psychological areas in cryptocurrencies, by the way, guys. 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55. An important level of, for example, 36.78 is never the answer. It's almost always something that is psychological. So currently it is a strong buy. If I want to give, this is not financial advice again. It is a strong buy though. If I look at the technical formation of Doge, if you place a buy today, you would definitely place a stop loss around 28 cents. Okay, or depending on your risk appetite, but this current, the technical formation is a current, you can buy at this price. Okay, if I'm just looking purely at the technicals, again, I'm not a fan of Doge. And you can place a stop loss around 28, but prices should recover and rebound from this area and get back to me on the trading group, by the way, if it doesn't. But for me, prices would definitely bounce back to 36 because they currently were at 31. They might bounce also to 40. So this is a very strong consolidation area for Dogecoin between the 30 and the 40 cents. Now we are here. A nice setup would be buying around 30, selling around 40. Very easy. And that's like a 50% price increase. Shell, yeah, you want to talk about the electricity bill, way of life. Nigerian government will ban the crypto so Shell is saying Nigerian government will ban crypto just like China. Yeah, this is a very important topic, by the way, guys. Government interventions plays a huge role in market crashes and bad vibes in the cryptocurrency market. The thing is that every time, what are your fears today? If you have cryptocurrencies today, right, you would fear that your country would never allow its citizens to use it between each other, because why would you hold cryptocurrencies? In order to exchange or to keep it as a value in case any other currency devalues, for example. Any legacy, we call legacy other currencies. So if anything falls down, you have your cryptos. But if governments don't let you cash out using your exchanges, what are you going to do with them? You're going to go to the black market and go to someone who wants to buy, and he will give you cash, and you will give him your cryptocurrencies, and you will take this cash to your bank, and they will ask you, where did you get your cash from? And this is where they start screening you because of compliance. And this is how things happen in the real world. So yeah, government intervention is very important. And if there's any sign of ban or negative news, directly prices crash. We had a ban in China. China which represents almost, maybe I would say, 50% of the cryptocurrency market. We have India talking also about the crash. So all those negative events barely affected the cryptocurrency market, if you want to talk about it from a macro level. If I go back here, the market cap, despite all the negative news of Elon Musk, despite the China ban, despite India talking bad about it, is still very high, and year to date it's still really high. I wouldn't say the current prices, by the way, are really good entry points for most coins. So always look at support level. And this is what I would say for Doge. I'm not sure if I answered your question, Show, but the current price is a good entry area. I'm not sure where you bought, but if prices continue to sink lower than 25 cents specifically, that might be very risky for Doge. You would have to wait for another save from Elon and any of his tweets. But yeah, this is how you basically look at Google Trends. And yeah, most people are, I think, searching for Dogecoin rather than only Doge. And this is a good indication. Let's look at Bitcoin in comparison. And I'll remove Doge because this is not relevant much. Okay, guys, look at Dogecoin and Bitcoin. You would directly see that Bitcoin, of course, has a higher interest in the market. But at the same time, currently, Bitcoin is going up, but Dogecoin's interest is going lower. And that's because lately, if we just saw that in the past week, Elon did not tweet about Dogecoin. It's like he forgot about it. And that's why after his last tweet, nothing happened in the market, so prices went down. And this is what happened right here. And that's why today many people are discussing Bitcoin and its potentials and its eco-friendliness and its effect on the environment, for example. So yeah. Shell sold higher. Very good, man. Good for you. Always glad to see people managing to liquidate and cash out. I think I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. You liquidated back when the SNL happened. Is that correct? I think this is that was this area. Many people liquidated in order to cash out and in anticipation of a lower crash. But yeah. You also mentioned about the overall macro picture. You are asking, what do you think about the overall macro picture? Like, how could crypto react to changes in commodities global market? Very good question. I love those kinds of questions because I'm an equity trader as well. So let me go to TradingView. And this is where basically I do most of my charting. Let's see here. Yeah, later. Okay, not during the SNL, but still above. Yeah, because I think you were waiting for another high, but it didn't happen. But still, you were saying about you still sold higher, which is very good. But currently, it is a good buy, by the way. So as I showed in this chart, you can buy because this is a very strong support area, and I would say that prices would tend to go up again, and this is not financial advice, but if the general overview and sentiment of the crypto market is getting better, slightly better, Doge would definitely go up. And if Elon tweeted about something about Doge, definitely, I would say it would reach 40 cents. And this is a 30% price increase. And the stock market now, you would notice that the S&P is still going higher and higher. The overall market, the macros, let me see. I think there was a slight crash today. Today markets went down. By the way, here it is. They went down, but they slightly recovered soon after. Today, midday, intraday, when traders were trading, it did fall way low. But then it corrected, and again, those I don't want to compare the equity market with the cryptocurrency market. There, at 2 to 3 or 4% lower price, directly affects all the big companies and the investments. So far, many people went in around here and bought, and this is why prices stabilized and went back to their. So now I think, yeah, it's barely up 0.29%, which is fine. And the currency market, if I look for one day, what's happening today, because the crypto market crashed, for example. Again, if you look at how the euro dollar, it crashed, and this is in tandem and at the same time with the indices, right? So when you have a lower S&P, this means that the country is cheaper, okay? And when you have a cheaper country, your currency would be more competitive. Okay, when you have a more competitive currency, this is where your economy becomes stronger. Hence, if you notice around 3 p.m., everything was falling down around here. At the same time, currencies, also for the euro dollar, okay, the euro was getting weaker because the US has a better advantage at imports and exports when you have a cheaper currency. And this is exactly why you would notice that currencies are related to indices. Okay, and that's why some traders, they don't only go and place one trade on the euro dollar, but rather they would go and short the euro dollar. They would go and buy US equity and stocks, and every trader has a different technique, right? But for me, because I know someone who used to do that, and I used to do it as well, and at the same time I used to hedge prices. So you would do that on multiple assets at the same time. But for the crypto market, definitely this is a very bad crash in the day. The one day is clearly a down market, but still it is a consolidation. Okay. Yeah. Just from anecdotal Twitter news, seems like markets becoming more volatile after years of COVID. Support ending soonish. I will tell you why. Why today we are witnessing very high volatility. First, we are at all-time highs. We reached a very high price for most cryptocurrencies. Okay. Secondly, people don't want to liquidate. There are still some hype elements in the market. So that's why, as I said in the beginning, people just, instead of liquidating to cash, they liquidated and they swapped rather to stable coins such as USDT. And whenever you are still in the crypto sphere, it will definitely boost the overall volatility for the crypto market. So a sell from here and a buy from here is definitely still volume, because they both add up. They don't zero out if you're talking volume. Minus 20 here, someone selling 20 million and someone who's buying 50 million becomes 70 million volume. And this is how volume gets calculated. This is for Doge. I think I covered most, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, equity market. We spoke about the equity market. We spoke about charting. I think that's it for today. Let me just leave you guys with a quick note. Okay, this is a very important note, and this is kind of a prediction for next week. Okay, next week I'm going to do another live stream. Maybe we're going to get more people to ask questions. I'm going to answer more questions from the trading group. Again, this is still a new live stream, by the way, and we're planning to make it more available for everyone in the group, and it should definitely pick up with time. So the prediction that I wanted to say, by the way, let me go back to BTC USD, because mostly the market is moving with Bitcoin today. I cannot go and say, guys, forget about Bitcoin. This is very important. So currently, as I was saying, for Bitcoin, it is in a consolidation area. The price is lingering. I don't want to say mid-air, but it is kind of around this $36,000-$35,000, between 34 and 38. Let me call it even 40. So on the short term, let me draw it here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna end our live stream around this area. Okay, so if I directly see a break of this lower end 34, definitely we are reaching a $31,000 price, and this is a definite buy Okay, even if prices continued lower than 31, they might reach 38, by the way. Okay, and those are really, really strong buy areas. For one, I will tell you why. Most big tech companies entered the market around here, around $30,000, including, by the way, Tesla. Okay, so for them, they broke even so far. They barely lost anything. Another reason is, other than big tech, we have big investors and whales entering around this price area. So whenever prices drop around here, this is another opportunity for them to buy back, because they saw how prices managed to double and reach $60,000. Okay, now your stop loss would definitely be around somewhere lower than $28,000. I would say around 25. Okay, just to make sure that prices don't fall all the way back to 23 and $20,000. Okay, but definitely a very strong buy area. So if it is a buy area for Bitcoin, it is definitely a buy area for other coins that are consolidating on their respective price areas. And I will leave you with few of my favorite picks, crypto picks. Go and look them out, by the way, guys. Really interesting project, because you should also look, other than the price action for cryptos, you should look at the projects behind those cryptocurrencies. I would definitely tell you guys to look at Polygon, Matic. Okay, this is a scaling project for Ethereum and other blockchain, and they aim to reduce fees and have faster and cheaper transactions. Matic is a really good buy and a really good investment on the long term. I would definitely look at Solana, which is also a very important and good project. They are currently a bit down, but always look at, whenever you have a down market, look at buying opportunities. Okay, but know where to get out. Don't just buy and look at prices sink. You should always have a plan. I buy here, and if prices continue to sink, I would get out here, but I would take a closer look of what happened. Okay, so Matic, Sol, which is Solana. I like also EOS. EOS is a very, very important project, and you will see soon how this crypto is going to definitely break through. Because if I just look quickly at EOS at a glance, its current market cap is around 6 billion, around 5.9. Its price action, no, if you look at the trading volume, also is around 5 billion. It is a significant volume for EOS. Let me see the chart here. It's taking some time. Well, I think internet connection today is kind of bad. Come on. Okay, here we go. So we noticed that in April, EOS had a huge jump, but it corrected. And for me, my estimation, it corrected back to a very important area, which is today's price, around $5 to $6. Okay, so this is 4.3, the lowest. Now we are around 6, and we have an opportunity to go back to 14, which is more than double. Okay, my estimation is the following. I would definitely buy around this price, because the $6 now is, let's just look at how many times prices hit $6 and then rebounded up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times in the past week. Okay, so this is a very strong support. So definitely look for EOS. Okay, it has very good potential on the short term. Okay, I'm not talking waiting years for your whatever double and or triple money, because if you want to look at Bitcoin, odds are you're not gonna double your money anytime soon if it reached $60,000. I mean. But from now till the end of the year, I think I estimate that, depending on EIP 1559 for Ether as well, it's going to be a huge event for the whole cryptocurrency market, not only for Ether. But anyways, for the case of EOS, it is a very good buy, especially at this price, at $6. And you can definitely place a stop loss around 5.6, just to make sure that prices don't fall back to 4. Okay, and this depends on your risk appetite, of course. Other interesting tokens. So we have, I said Matic, I said US Solana, and I'm going to give you one more. Not Filecoin. Yes, I would say Aave. Aave is a very good project. Okay, the volume on Aave's platform, by the way, of course, it is a DeFi platform where you can earn and give loans, crypto loans, and make deposits. Yeah, I think this is an undervalued project that would definitely go back to $500 anytime. But this is less than a double. Let's talk about more interesting tokens. I like Comp. I like Compound, guys. Check this out as well. Okay, so Comp, Aave, EOS, and Solana, and Matic. Matic is my contender, and look on Matic for all the interesting projects that happening in this on this blockchain. Many very interesting blockchain. By the way, a small hint for you guys who are watching live the stream or who are going to watch this stream afterwards. Let me show you where you can look for all the projects that happen on different blockchains. If you want to look or you don't know, for example, we're talking about Ether, right? Ethereum. Which projects use Ethereum? You just come here on DappRadar, and I click on Ether here, and it will show you all the projects that use Ethereum right here. And this is sorted, by the way, by users, by volume, and the protocol they use. Now, the first one is an ad, so you will see here. So, and they will also give you the category that each project is in. So, for example, for Uniswap, it is an exchange. For SushiSwap, it is an exchange. For Axie Infinity, it is a gaming project. OpenSea is a marketplace for NFTs. Rarible also is a marketplace for NFTs. Aave is a DeFi platform. Here it is. Aave V2 uses Ethereum, but another Aave is going to move to Polygon. And let's go to Polygon, Matic, the project that I was telling you guys about. On Polygon, we will see Polycat, and this is Aave. Here it is. This is that. The other one was V2. This is the Aave of the Polygon protocol. It is a DeFi project. It is currently number 4 on the Polygon top projects using it. We have QuickSwap for exchanges. Polycat Finance is at number 2. So everyone who listened to our prediction and bought in Polycat and Fish made huge returns, guys. And we issued an article talking specifically about Polycat. And Polycat, by the way, was number 20, was somewhere around here on the project. But now it's currently around number 2, which is huge for a project that is basically only like 1 or 2 months old. The number of users is very important for you also to know what's happening with the hype of the project. So I can see that around 6.5, like 6,500 users are currently there. This is an increase of almost 20%, 80%, 18% in the past 24 hours, in the past 7 days, in the past 30 days. This is like the users going up. Many people are going in, and this is a very important project to invest in. Don't miss on Polycat, guys. You can definitely see how their numbers are going up on the charts. It is a farming and staking platform, very important, and definitely worth you should check it out. Okay, and I think that's it for today. I think I covered pretty much a lot. Do check out our website where we basically where we publish many articles, and they are basically very important because we don't publish only regular news like this country did this or this guy said that. It's basically stuff that affect the market. Today I issued an article talking about if you should still buy Shiba Inu. For me personally, if you read this article, you will notice that I said not really, because it is a pure gambling, and the project was based on another project just for the sake of having an alternative, which doesn't make much sense. The current formation, though, is interesting for the short term for traders. And here we go. This is where we talk about the adoption of cryptocurrencies in Latin America. We're talking about PayPal getting further and further into cryptocurrencies. Vitalik talking about Elon Musk's tweets. We have some speculations about Amazon maybe launching their own currency, because recently Dubai launched their own cryptocurrency coin, Dubai coin, by the way. I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. Dubai has now something called Dubai coin, and they aim to let people use it in order to send and receive money. So because they are aiming for a cashless society. And of course, we're going to cover some green alternatives for Bitcoin, since this is the latest hype. Where did I talk about fish? Just for you guys to look at this article that I specifically spoke about it and what is the project. Check out this article, which is right. Let's go. Right here. They are giving, when I wrote this article, they were giving around 80,000% a year return if you hold your cryptocurrencies. Now, of course, such numbers come with high risk. So, of course, only invest amounts that you are willing to lose, because sometimes those projects disappear, like what happened with Polyfox, was another project on Polygon, by the way, and it directly disappeared. Everyone pulled their plugs out, and there is nothing, no liquidity whatsoever in the project. So yeah, that was a very extensive article I wrote, and you can directly basically see how the project jumped in the ranks. It was basically number 12, but it jumped all the way to number 2 today. So definitely check this article out. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining in. I think it was very fun, and I hope you guys learned something from today. And next week, let's cover some more interesting topics, and I want more engagement from you guys. Maybe suggest more tokens, projects. We're going to do some more charting, and yeah, that's it. See you guys. Take care. Cheers.